on my podcast as well as in person. It's just I'm enjoying this ride. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm truly blessed and humbled, and I appreciate all the things that you have allowed me to be able to do with you, that will still continue to do with you in the future. And in addition to that, with Fast Track Companies International, with the World Championship coming up for Fast Track and the World Challenge, and I have a different respect for you than what I had before. I'll say that honestly and humbly.
Well, thank you, Wesley. Hopefully we'll keep it going and enjoy working with you. And I have one thing that I want you to ask Christian Eckes.
Okay.
Okay, when he puts those JBL headphones on, and right before he gets in the car, what is he listening to pump himself up for a race? That's what I want to know from Christian Eckes.
Okay. Well, we'll find out from the driver, Christian Eckes, coming up next. Bob Dillner, thank you, buddy. Hey, real quickly, let everybody know how they can follow you on social media.
At Bob Dillner with 2 L's. That's how you follow me. I love talking with people, and thank you so much for having me on the show. Look forward to seeing you on MAV TV this weekend from Toledo with the Arkham Menard series, and I'll be watching all these 6 Speed 51 on the live stream broadcast this weekend.
That's right, Speed 51 Network. Bob Dillner, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
You got it, buddy.
Bob Dillner, somewhere in the mountains of North Carolina, enjoying the day. No, he's working. I promise you, he's working. As a matter of fact, at 12 noon, as soon as he finishes off with me, he's literally preparing for the Bristol Motor Speedway Facebook podcast report that he does for Bristol, hashtag more short tracks. So, hey, by the way, that's one thing me and Bob didn't even talk about. Coming up in June, May 30th, 31st, and June 1st, it is the Short Track Nationals, the 3rd annual U.S. Short Track Nationals. I want to make sure I was looking at the right paperwork. That is coming up at Bristol Motor Speedway on June the 1st. Big racing in street stocks, compacts, super late models, pro late models, and more. And that will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. That's coming up on May the 31st and June the 1st, and only on the Speed 51 Network. And I'm actually going to be in the booth as the play-by-play announcer for that event. I'm looking forward to that event. I'm sorry, Tom Ryan. Unfortunately, I'll be in the booth and not on pit road. But Tom Ryan is an awesome guy. So is Mark Keeler. So is Zach Evans. Brandon Paul, I haven't met you yet. I'm only associated with you on Twitter, and I know you're a big. I know he's a big Boston Bruins fan. To each their own, as they say. I do like the Boston Bruins. I do. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I cannot stand the Washington Capitals. I'm so glad Carolina beat Washington. I was glad that they beat the Islanders, but I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with this whole Boston and Carolina deal. Now, Bob's like, I'm for Boston, Carolina, doesn't matter. But I will say this. Carolina has put themselves in a very, very deep hole. I know this is a racing podcast, but of course, I'm a fan of hockey. They have put themselves in a deep, deep hole. And if Carolina wants to get out of the Sutter, they have got to win tomorrow night. And I hate to say it, I just don't see it happening. A miracle has got to take place. Me and Bob were actually texting each other around 11 o'clock last night after the game, and I'm like, I think Boston's just the better team. Game 1, there were some little cheap shots done. There were things that I didn't agree with. But since I've seen the progression of the game since Mother's Day, Sunday night, and of course last night, it just looks like that the Boston Bruins are the better team. And bottom line, who you want to have to go to the Stanley Cup championship, the best of the best in hockey are the ones that go there. Just like in NASCAR, just like for the championships, from there on and so forth. Christian Eckes is going to join us here now. We're not even going to we're going to take a 30-second timeout to thank one of our sponsors, and then we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we will talk to Christian Eckes, and then we're going to have Macey Nichter all on the way. Bob Dillner, great interview. I could have just gave him the whole hour, and we would have filled it. So, just an awesome guy. We'll be back with Christian Eckes here in just a moment.
All About Wraps strives to offer our clients with fast, affordable service with race wraps starting at only $500. From go-karts to national touring teams and everything in between. Late models, modifieds, sprint cars, with midgets, asphalt cars, and we'll even decal your helmets. Wraps, design services, and promotions. Everything we offer at All About Wraps. Contact us today to see what we can do for your team. Give us a call, 410-903-3302. Email us at allaboutraps@hotmail.com and visit us on Facebook at All About Wraps.
This is Finish Line.
CrateInsider.com is your one source for crate racing tech and more. Whether you currently race with a crate engine or you are thinking about getting into the sport, our website has what you need. CrateInsider.com has tech videos, interviews with experts, and the best products in the industry. Dyno tested and proven, so we know they are the best products for crate engines. Visit CrateInsider.com today to get on the fast track to victory lane.
Time to get this cranked up on Short Track America.
Dirt or pavement, from east to west. Short Track America features some of the biggest grassroots races around the country. Super late models to street stock racing. If it's on a half mile or smaller track, it's on Short Track America. On MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
The Speed 51 Video Network live races, highlights, interviews, features, and more. You want it? The Speed 51 Video Network has it. Just $7.99 per month or $69.99 per year.
You're gonna be kidding me! There's total chaos! What a wild finish! Oh my goodness!
Become a member of the Speed 51 Video Network today at speed51.com.
This is Finish Line.
This is Chris Nunn from the Sling and Dirt Podcast and the announcer at Twin Cities Raceway Park in North Vernon, Indiana. And you're listening to The Finish Line with the hashtag king himself, Wesley Outland.
Yes, I do like a lot of hashtags. In the world of today's social media, we use them a lot. @signs, hashtags, and more. This is hashtag Finish Line. Remember, on all of our social media outlets, just put in hashtag Finish Line, and you can be able to find us on social media. We're going to go back to the phone lines now very, very quickly. Christian Eckes will be joining us in the JBL Audio Toyota number 15 for Bill Venturini Motorsports. Yes, Mark Keeler, please have Tom Ryan send me that new commercial, please, because I'm understanding that is not the right price. But anyhow, we're getting ready to go to the phone lines here in just a moment, and we are getting ready to catch up with the driver of the car number 15 JBL Audio Toyota number 15 for Bill Venturini Motorsports. All of the great successes that man's had in his career. The young man is building up his resume. You heard Bob Dillner talk about what he did at the Snowball Derby, winning, of course, at the Myrtle Beach 400. Then he turned around and he won at Southern National, just down the road where I live in Kinley. I live in Clayton at the Thanksgiving Classic. He's won the Snowball Derby. He's won the Tom Dawson Trophy. He has won a whole bunch of cool things, and now building up his resume with Bill Venturini Motorsports in the JBL Audio number 15 Toyota. It is the driver from Middletown, New York, now resides from Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA. Christian Eckes, welcome to Finish Line, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
So first off, my question for you is this. You won that brand new guitar at Nashville a couple of weeks ago at the Music City 200. Have you played the guitar any yet?
No, I'm not one to play a guitar, and it looks good up on the wall, but that's about the extent for me.
Gotcha. So you're not a music guy. You're not into playing instruments, musics, or anything like that.
No, that's for sure. I'm not a musical instrument player whatsoever.
Absolutely. And definitely, of course, an awesome job that you did at Nashville. You won the Music City 200. You came back from what you had an illness. Didn't you have like flu-like symptoms back at Salem? I mean, now that had to have been really disappointing the day before the race at Salem, where you had to let somebody else drive your car. The equivalent of what Dale Jr. always says, watching someone else drive your car is the equivalent of seeing somebody take your girl out. But basically, you had health issues. Talk about, what went on and having that good friend of yours to step in and drive the car in your absence.
Yeah, I got real sick on I guess it was Saturday night or Friday night, something like that, night before the race. And I'm not really sure if it's caused by food poisoning or really what it was, but, that turned into, just violent vomiting and stuff like that. And, so bad that I had to go to the hospital just to get an IV, and then they found, I had a torn trachea and a whole bunch of other good stuff. And
oh, my goodness.
That turned into sepsis, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff that went on, but, it was a pretty rough few days in the hospital, and, Harrison did a good job, recovering a little bit from the weekend. I still felt like we had a little bit better car than where he finished, just the circumstances, wasn't able to go a little bit further.
Definitely. But you come back, you redeem yourself. You kind of had that up and down swing because you kind of struggled at Talladega. You had that good race, of course, at Pensacola. Then you turn around and you're right there with Michael Self, your teammate. And then, of course, you're racing there. You had the struggles that happened at Salem. Then you come to Nashville. We're fighting the weather. Go figure. Man, weather's just been crazy for racing this year. But how cool was it to win at Nashville? I mean, that's a very, very prestigious facility. It's some people even tell me they get goosebumps when they go to that famed hallowed ground that's the Fairground Speedway in Nashville.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's always been one of my favorite racetracks, and, I've always really wanted to win there. And, I felt like we've been close a few times, but, we just haven't been able to capitalize on the race cars we brought or executed on pit road and stuff like that. So, to finally get it all together and put a good race together really just meant a lot.
Definitely. So you're from Middletown, New York. Another driver from Middletown was Middletown, Connecticut's Joey Logano, our defending Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. Of course, he's from Connecticut. You're from New York. But talk about how Christian Eckes got involved in racing. Talk about your career and what's got you to being at the level of racing where you're at now, driving for ARCA and running NASCAR truck events and Xfinity and what else is to come.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for sure. I started in Bandoleros probably I think 2011 or 12, and actually my dad's friend raced, and when we saw these little cars go around, and they were Bandoleros, and it looked pretty fun. So we just started doing that, and then it's progressed from that to legend cars to late models, and now ARCA and trucks. So it's been a pretty fun ride, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds.
Definitely, of course. Got a question for you, and this is coming from Bob Dillner from MAV TV. Of course, remember, they will have live coverage with, of course, Bob Dillner, Jim Trado in the booth, and whoever's going to be on pit road. It might be Derek Pernasiglio. It might be Dave Reef. It might be Alex Hayden. You never know. For, of course, the race that's going to be at Toledo Speedway on Sunday on MAV TV. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, that race will be you running in that event, getting ready for that show, I'm sure. What music do you listen to in your JBL audio headphones before you prepare for a race?
Well, I can't give that away. I mean, that's all my secrets.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, there's a science behind that. You got to have the right playlist to go on, and, the right music to get you focused and pumped up.
Okay,
Science.
So obviously you can't tell us what kind of music it is, but can you tell us what kind of genre it is? Are you into country? Are you into rap, rock, hip hop, all together? What do you do?
It's really just all over the board, to be honest. I'm not really a fan of one music in particular, but I'd probably say a little bit of rap, a little bit of rock, and really just all over the point. I mean, I'm from the 1960s to now, so it's really just all over the board.
You like 60s music?
Some of them aren't bad, man. Some of them aren't bad.
I heard that. I mean, I like classics. Don't get me wrong. I'll blow some people away, man. There's literally, I told somebody told me one time, they said, man, Wesley, you should be on that show. Don't forget the lyrics, because literally there could be a song come on and I just hear the beat of it. And I can be like, this is the answer. This is the song. This is the title. This is the artist. And they're like, how do you know that? So, and of course, I'm a fan of music. Well, when you worked in radio broadcasting for almost a decade as a DJ for rock, for country, for hip hop, and other things like that, you kind of get yourself a genre of knowing the music. So, but you're not gonna tell us you're not gonna tell us your playlist.
No, man. I mean, that's my secret. That's my secret. It works. Like, I've only done that twice, and I'm 2 for 2 with it. So I didn't really think there was a science behind it until this past race. So I gotta keep that close to me.
Okay, so I was at Nashville. So you're telling me that literally and maybe this is the reason why Bob told me to ask you this question. You literally done this for the second time with